Hello and welcome. This is going to be a rather lengthy video to begin with, so I will save you the trouble of the unnecessary intro. This is just the stuff that I've gotten since, as of the recording date of this video, January 1st this year. Well, that's a mock, so that doesn't count. But yeah, went after the Goldie Bois, like a lot of you guys probably did. Obviously the hardest one to get is going to be Woo, and that's from the Gardens. I will try my best to avoid any spoilers for people that want that set and haven't gotten it yet. So I'll just talk briefly when it comes to that set. But I'm going to take you through all the different sets to get the Golden Bois, pros and cons, what I thought, etc. So, without further ado, okay, first off, the Legacy Boulder Blaster. This one came with Golden Kai, and pretty good specimen. I do like how they applied about to my eye the right amount of color to these guys. I mean, obviously Kai with the red. The figure, as far as the prints and everything go, is fairly detailed. Very, very cool figure. But you know, the main thing is that it's these gold special anniversary. So even if they didn't look great, they'd still be cool to get for the 10th anniversary. The vehicle itself, I didn't have the original one. I didn't see the original one. I haven't bought a whole lot of Ninjago stuff. I've been kind of picky. Mostly, I mean, my kids have some, but they're mostly play sets for kids, obviously. So I've only gotten either ones that are Kai, because they're my favorite. He's my favorite ninja, or sets that I thought was cool. But this is a really, really nice set. It's got this little handle back here, so you get the great switchability, as they say, you know, in play. I'm not going to do it, but you use your thumb and rotate the barrel around, and you'll just launch 8 missiles in about half a second, and you know, you might find 6 if you're lucky. But it is really cool, and it'd be fun to play with. The level of detail is just absolutely fantastic on this. They went to a lot of work to make sure it was cool and proper and good. It's obviously not the first set they do it, but the revolvers exhaust is really cool. And just where they threw in the little tones of color, the orange, the black, gold that you already acknowledged with Cole's colors. Every single aspect of this set works. So great set, would highly recommend. And then bonus, you get the Golden Kai, obviously the best ninja. Okay, next set. I don't actually remember the name of this car. I've been calling it Kai's car ever since they showed pictures of it. Yeah, I'm not a purist, so go ahead and make your jabs. This one comes with Cole, which is a cool bonus, but you know, you get it for Kai's car because Kai's, again, the best. But Cole, couple things. This is a great set. I'll get to that in a second. But sadly, the voice actor for Cole passed away this last year. So even if you're not going after all of them, you know, it's like a cool little thing to get the Cole Golden, just as pays homage to all the great work over the last 10 years. But yeah, again, same thing with Kai. Pretty nice prints on these guys. Right amount of color. You can definitely tell who they are, who they're supposed to be, and you get the nice little commemorative 10th anniversary thing. The car, it is massive. It's a 12 wide build and very, very like sturdy. The only thing I would question, and I don't know really a way around this, but it is a little bit loose here at the front, and that's for a play feature where you push down up here and that opens up and this motorcycle rockets out. So yeah, it has to be open in the front, but that's really my only complaint, and it's not too bad. It was a lot worse before you get all put together. These long pieces, and I don't know if they're new for this year or not, but these long slopes, once those were on there, that really strengthened up the build a lot. And it's a big piece of plastic, so you can tell why. But overall, just the design, the shape, you definitely get some of like the, to me at least, 80s Ferrari looking up front, a little bit of a Testarossa feel there, and then you know, as you work your way back, it's almost more of like a Lotus, a newer Lotus look to it, which is cool, a little blend of different styles, and then nearly like a Lamborghini Countach wing. So I don't know if that was intentional or not, or if it's just nods or just the overall, you know, hyper slash supercar nods, because of course the coolest ninja has to drive the coolest car. But yeah, this is a fantastic build. It looks great. Not too many stickers. A lot of the angles and stuff, like how this just kind of fits perfectly in there. You know, it looks really good. The whole build flows. I would have maybe added a tile there, but the gray doesn't look terrible either. It kind of breaks it up, but overall, great build. It has the the missile shooters up here. I'm not sure if you're supposed to keep tilting that back until they fire from the spoiler, or if they're. But yeah, it's a really, really cool build. I had fun with it. I enjoyed it. I know I've heard a lot of people like question if it was worth the price or not. I do think it's definitely bigger and nicer in hand than it does look in any of the pictures. So hopefully, you know, I got giant hands, so hopefully that gives you a little better idea what you're getting for your money. Yeah, overall great. This one is my favorite of the 4 sets that come with the gold ninjas, minus the garden, but of, you know, the regular $50 or less sets. This one's my favorite of them all. So take that with a grain of salt, but yeah, great build overall. Alright, this next one's so big it doesn't even fit in the frame, but you can guess what it is. Comes with Gold J, and he looks like he has a bit more color than the other two, all 3 I guess. But I think that's just because the mask has a lot more color. Cole's had a lot of color in the mask too, but the black faded or blended in more than the blue. Blue's real standoutish. I would rather him come with the nunchucks instead of the swords, which I don't know if that was a display issue. It's a little harder to stow the nunchucks in something like this, or what the actual reason. I mean, the swords aren't terrible, but he's, at least to me, very related to nunchucks or some type of weapon on the end of a chain. So that would have been a little bit better in my opinion, but this still looks great. You know, fits good in the collection, so no complaints other than the nunchuck thing. About the same looking prints as everyone else, which is well done. On to the Titan mech. So again, a legacy set, and I didn't have the first one or even see it. I had to Google to know what it was for the original. I'd never seen it in the store, but this thing is pretty massively tall, and I myself am not into mechs. This would be my 3rd favorite out of the 3 we've seen so far. But one really cool thing, and I guess for people that are into mechs, and I've watched some reviews, and there are cool mechs. I'm not discounting, you know, how hard they are to build or how cool they look. It's just not my type of build. I'm not really great at it, and I don't really have a huge amount of fandom when it comes to mech things like Gundam and all that, which, I mean, they're great. I appreciate them. They're just not for me. But this knee joint, I guess Lego has struggled for a long time making a good knee joint. I mean, the problem is it has to be sturdy enough, you know, stiff enough to hold weight, but also flexible. So what they came up with was this double ball joint on this three pinned, I I don't know what that piece is even called, but there's 3 ball joints coming off of a technical, and that has just the right amount of tension. You get about 45 degrees of flex there, and it remains stiff enough to support the weight. You know, there I got the knee fully bent back, and you know, nothing's collapsing, nothing's, I mean, it's still standing, freestanding, as you can see, with that type of posability. So you can really, if you're doing like a diorama or a battle scene, you know, you can really get them to where they're whooshing in like that. I mean, look at that. You have not seen that kind of cool posability from a Lego mech ever. I would have loved to see him do a legacy set of Emmett's Constructo mech using some of these build techniques, because this thing is from a build quality, a playability, posability, you know, just sheer scale all around. It is a great set. Like I said, it's just, I'm not huge into mechs, so, you know, not my personal favorite, but for no fault of Lego, that's just my own fandom. So definitely, if you're going after the Gold Boys, you need to get this. But even if you're just a fan of either mechs, some great techniques in here that you can learn, or if you're a Zane fan, obviously you'd definitely want to get it. But yeah, great fun build. It was a little tedious for me because I don't build mechs, so a lot of these build styles are foreign to me when it comes to the mechs. But it was a fun build. It's big, and I learned quite a bit doing it. So yeah, I would go ahead and put my recommendation on this one too. Lastly, we come to the Tournament of Elements Legacy set, and Tournament is very generous. Get to that in a minute. Oh no! This one comes with Leloid. Only one other than Wu, of course, without a mask on, which is an interesting choice. They do have him in gold with the Overlord Dragon, and I believe with the mask. But that's not the gold one. I think that's just when he was the Gold Ninja Legacy. So, I mean, it's cool because you get an extra Lloyd hairpiece, which I don't have many of. I think I might have one. So, I guess you get that, and that's neat. If anybody knows the reasoning, just go ahead and drop a comment and let me know. I'd appreciate that. But, again, with the other ones, just the right amount of color, decent print, cool little stand, and, you know, knowing that it's the 10th anniversary. The set, quote unquote, this was really a figure pack, and it was sold as a figure pack. I don't think they really misled anyone about it, and it was fairly inexpensive. I think it's like $27 or $29, and it came with Golden Lloyd plus 3 other Elemental Masters and Jay and Kai, I believe. So a lot of figures and not much set or anything that you could really tournament with. There's a lot of callbacks in here to that episode or series of episodes. Jang has a nice review up on it if you're interested. Just, you know, the Jade weapons, roller skates, etc. But if you're interested in this set, I would watch Jang's video. But for me, yeah, for the price, you get the Golden Lloyd and some other cool figures I didn't have. Other than that, it's a bit worthless as a set. Sorry. Just worth mentioning because I did grab them this year, and this is basically all the sets I've gotten this year. I did finally get a hold of some CMFs. Hadn't seen them in my local stores. We were up at Barnes & Noble, and they had some. In addition to what's seen here, I also got, Sarah got the Showgirl one. These are all, of course, the field method, of which the Centaurs and the Dolphin Surfboard Lady were really easy. I really wanted the violin player. I wanted a couple of them. They only had one of him, one Surfboard Lady, and 2 Centaurs. So I grabbed what I could. I wanted a couple of him because I wanted to do at least a string quartet thing for a future mock that I'm doing. But just, awesome that we get that violin piece. I kind of feel the Blacktron shirt is pretty cool, but nothing super special about the figure to me. Same thing with these. If you're doing like an Elven Woodland thing, although I think I can probably integrate these into the Ninjago portion of the city somehow. But you get the cool centaur piece. Really cool print on the lady. You could easily swap that out with legs and do more of a monster type centaur to be a villain, or you can keep them like this and they can be a hero. I mean, that's definitely the Elven good guy look, print and face and all that. So she's definitely a heroine, but you could do all sorts of things with the pieces you get in these, which is great. And then surfboard lady, minus the life jacket, because then you lose that cool print. But I don't have really no applications for surfing, but cool figure. Plus you get the surfboard and the dolphin. I mean, that's a no-brainer. It almost makes you feel ripped off for this. Short legs. I mean, the violin's cool, but short legs, little guy. And then for the same price, you get this and the other ones. But they're all cool, and no one has to buy them. So, no buyer's remorse at all. But so, just a quick blurb about those. Now, back here is all the minifigs minus the Kai and, what's his name? Shoot. The skeleton guy. Whatever, the bad guy. I'll think of it later after the video, I'm sure. Battle Pack, which I can swing him into action real quick. He didn't come with the Goldie, so I didn't really talk about it, but I got him too because, of course, as we remember, Kai's the best.
He's the best too, though.
Actually, that shirt, tank top, pretty cool and useful in areas outside of Ninjago. Just saying. But before we get to the minifig things, actually I said no spoilers, so I won't talk about that. We'll talk about this. I don't know if out of the 19 figures that reportedly came with the Ninjago Gardens, if he counts, and then there's another one, there's two more that are like statues slash mannequin slash parts of advertisement. So I don't know if they officially count, but it's Jay with a neon head, and it was in bag 19, which is the Ninjago. This isn't anything you can't see on the box, so but the Ninjago hangout part of the gardens, the actual ninja part. So I don't know if it's just supposed to be like his suit at the ready, or if it's, I don't know, with that trans head, it kind of makes me feel like it's supposed to be something else. But anyway, you get that with it, and then I'll try to talk and remember which ones were at the garden. And Skyla's here, she's gonna help me. But yeah, we'll start taking you through these.
So we're gonna start off with the doggy.
Yeah, the dog came, I don't remember who it came with or which bag it came in, but that came with the city.
A little thing that's cool about it is because they made like the circle on it, like with both colors. Like they made most of it gray, and if you can see, there's like a little spot of white
are in
there.
the way. Yeah, it's dual molded dog. No, it's not a print because you wouldn't have printed like that, I don't think, on that ring. But yeah, it's a husky. Or actually, I think there's a winter Japanese breed like this. But yeah, very cool dog if you're into them. Do you know who's next? Probably not.
No.
Next is Clutch Powers, TV show and video game hero. I really like him as a character. The figure is, I don't know, like something about where the hair piece and the facial print line up is just off for me. I guess you could rotate it around a little bit, but it never quite lines up, which I'm not sure. That's probably standard. They usually don't, but just for some reason it's more obvious looking with him. But yeah, awesome to have him. We'll have many adventures in our city with him. Alright, you know who's next?
It's Mini Green Ninja.
It's Lloyd as a child before he got the, gosh, I don't remember. Was it a spell or a fountain? Something made him grow up, or at least in stature. Hands all up in the frame. You gotta hold him back. But, so little Lloyd, I didn't have any little Lloyds, and to be honest, he was really a butthole when he was this. But I do have a special use for him, as we'll talk about later. Next, and all these came in the garden so far, by the way. Next is
Nia.
Street Clothes Nia.
My favorite, and she's mostly like, it's mostly because she's a girl and I'm a girl, and she's mostly like my favorite because she mostly has like the water power. Water power is mostly my favorite because like I love to swim in the ocean because like the ocean is so fun to swim in. It's like so fun to swim in it because you also get to like, you have like, I have like a little like pink thing where you can lay on it in the ocean. You used to have one.
Yeah, this is the same hips up Nia, the Street Clothes Nia that we got from the Wave 1, I think it was in Wave 1, Ninjago movie release. The pants are different. And still no Lady Iron Dragon motorcycle, which I don't know why they haven't done that. Next, another Street Clothes Ninja.
And it is
Jay. He looks kind of derpy. Really cool print on his torso. And he's got a flower to give to Nia, his girlfriend.
His crush.
Yeah, no, they're actually dating.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Then Street Clothes Cole, which this is a different Street Clothes than we got with the prior releases. I think he was a CMF, actually. And he's got the little PlayStation controller. I didn't say video game controller because they have the black video controllers, but this one is clearly a PlayStation controller. And also maybe a sword. I have a couple of those from the Gamers Market too. Yeah, but really cool print with a different hair. I use this as one of my friends that plays in a band when I do little dioramas for them. So that's cool. Really cool outfit to have. Out of the Street Clothes ones, that's probably my favorite. Nia's is cool, but I already had it, basically, different pants. This is the coolest outfit as far as like, uniform outfits. Next, Kai and Zane. They're cool outfits, I guess. Nothing really stands out about them. They're not super special as the furnace comes on. And, yeah, I don't really have a whole lot to say about them. Figures you get, they're pretty cool. Now if you're doing some play or if there's some trouble in the Ninjago land, you're gonna need some ninjas suited up, so I guess that makes sense. Now bear with me because I don't know a lot of these people's names, but I do know them from the show. Don't make fun. I never claimed to be an expert. I'm just a fan. So we have the Elemental Master of Gravity, who has a name that I don't remember. It's been a long time since I watched these episodes, to be fair. The Elemental Master of Music, again, forget his name. This is May from, I don't remember which season, but Ice Cream Dude is just Ice Cream Dude, or does he have a name? According to the box, that is High. Beside High is Ronin, and then we have Kato and Eileen, and then the mechanic, who is in league with Cece, who is way up there on the flying moped. We have Jay and Kai, which are the same Jay and Kai in two different sets with different weapons. I'm not sure which one was which. One was with the Tournament Elements, and the other was with Boulder Blaster, I want to say. But, and then a Lloyd that was also with one of those. I don't know. They're all from the same season. Then that's the Zane that came with the Titan Mech. Elemental Master of Nature, which again, these three, along with Izor, one of the Izors, and Gold Lloyd and Jay and Kai came with the Tournament Elements. So yeah, it's a battle pack. Then you have Tito, which he came with the dog. So no spoilers, so I won't show you what's in his hand. Ninjago fan with the Lloyd shirt. And then Misoko, who, yeah, it's Lloyd's mom from the show, but from the movie Coco, way better character, way better looking, all across the board. Curator of the museum, I mean, there's a reason she's in this set, and it's cool to have her, but in my city, she's going to be replaced by Coco and Lady Iron Dragon. Back rows, just some couple Izors, some villains, some standard Cole from the Boulder Blaster. You got everybody but Nia and Zane, just like the gold figures, in this season's outfit. And I don't remember which season this is, but I don't know, it's like some weird foreshadowing stuff. And this isn't the season outfit that they're in for the gold figures, so I don't know what the significance is, but I'm sure there is some. I know I said no spoilers, but these appear too in the Ninjago City, which part of you thinks they're just statues, but then you start colors. You know, we don't have the Zane and Nia, and this obviously looks like, you know, the OG Nia Iron Man / Shade, which I wonder if it's just the little Iron Man from the Hall of Armor expansion that they just reused without the prints, or if it's supposed to be Nia, because that's not red enough for Kai. And so I don't know what is going on here with these. It's could be coincidence, or it could be significant, and I don't know. If you do know, drop a link, but that I'll try to keep that as my only spoiler, and it's kind of a mild one to begin with, because those could just be pieces. Okay, now on to the Gardens, which of course, no secret, comes with Golden Master Wu. Now he's the only one that has a golden head. The rest of them all have the regular Lego yellow head, which is a bit odd. But yeah, you get the golden Wu, and I'm assuming that there's going to be 5 more in the later releases as we go on in the year, 10 for 10th anniversary, because we still need at least 2, and I think it would be really disappointing if they didn't do a Garmadon, which puts us up to 7. So you kind of get the feeling they're going to do another 5 in the next wave, or in 2 more waves maybe, who knows, but at least I'm hoping. If not, then I guess we won't get a Garmadon. But so yeah, this thing was a blast to build, except for the base part, which was like very taxing. As you go up, like, just every build is just fun, and they have all kinds of neat little nods and stuff in here. I do not know one single translation of any of these, so I'm not even gonna attempt. This little this is the coolest part. Now my son, actually Wes, discovered this from. He remembered from watching the show. I didn't. When Zane died, and they built a statue of him, and that is in here. So that's cool. It's really cool that he remembered, and it's cool that they put it in. So I don't. Again, him and the J, and then there's this sign. This guy that's a sign are minifigs. Whether they count in the official minifig 19 count of minifigs, I do not know, because I just didn't count them, and I'm not going to because I'm lazy. So eat it. But anyway, this little like shrine area comes off, and these two little balconies come off, and when you spin this around, depending on how you need it laid out in your city, you can put those elements over here. Again, depending on need. Mine's gonna be a little tricky. I'm probably gonna go with it like this, but instead of this on that side, it's gonna go over here somewhere, and since that's only on half a base plate, I gotta figure out a way to make this other half base plate go with it. And then all that along with that and some other Ninjago stuff, is gonna be my Ninjago sector of town. The devil's gonna be in the details on that one, integrating all of that properly. But while I have the shrine out, it's small and easy to go through. Same water technique, I guess, that they've used on the gardens and the docks and regular Ninjago City. So if you're familiar with those sets, no surprise to you, but I found it very, very daunting and hard, and trying to make sure you got everything where it needed to be. And I'm somewhat of an expert builder, but some cool design stuff, some as to be expected stuff. Just for what it is, like they didn't even need to put this in, but you get it, and it's got the little callback to the show, like a lot of things in here. So that's really nice, and I don't think it's going to be too hard to mod into different usage, or a better usage than just smacked right up against it. It's a good segue between the docks and this, but I don't have the docks, so I don't know if all these little buildings have names. I know that you got Ronan's little office and the museum and the hangout for sure. I don't know like if the ice cream shop or the noodle shop / rice shop, if any of those have specific names. You got a little tea, like a little outdoor vendor tea thing in there. But the amount of detail, and as you're building it, and the discovery and things you didn't even know, like either how to do or like surprised that they put into it, or how they did different techniques. You got meat cleavers as a roof. You got black hot dogs as a roof. You got black treasure chests as a roof. Things you would never think of, or maybe you would if you had but who has enough black cleavers to make a roof? I might have 2 or 3 in my collection. Yeah, it's not a piece you have a lot of. I don't think anybody has black hot dogs unless they have this set. But you could do it with red. It could be the same roof, only in red. Just who thinks of that kind of stuff? And I guess, yeah, if you're staring at unlimited parts and you can make them any color you want, maybe it's different. But I think it's really neat, like the creative usage of parts that you would not think to use. Like I say, I don't even know these signs, and to be honest, I don't know all of the characters and the episodes that well. I've watched most of the episodes, like at least through season 7 or 8, and then there was like a couple of seasons that weren't on Netflix when I was watching it, and then I watched 13 or something. But it's been a while ago. And I say, I'm not claiming to be an expert. There's a lot of stuff that I did notice the references in building this, though, so I'm sure there's 20 more that I didn't know, but there are definitely obvious ones on here that are nice and fun to build and to see. And yeah, it's absolutely spectacular. I definitely would recommend, like, even if you're not a Ninjago fan, although I think it would lose a lot of the fun aspects if you weren't a Ninjago fan, because some of those fun, silly stuff that's, you know, in here, that's, you know, meant to be there for laughs, some of the stickers, some of the signages, some of the callbacks, but like the ice cream shop, for example, is chock full of callbacks to Ice Planet. So, which was well, is still my favorite theme in all of Lego. Although Ninjago's right there, but it's kind of hard to beat that blue and that electric orange combo. But the museum was a really difficult build, mostly because like the instructions and, you know, it's not, everything's not straight. It's all in there wonky, and then you'd like have to put bricks behind panels that you couldn't see. You were supposed to put a brick there, but, you know, overall it was, I mean, just because it was a challenge doesn't mean it wasn't fun. The saddest part of my evening when I was building this is the only spoiler that I'm gonna zoom in on for you, is the sadness of ye spilt ice cream, if it'll focus. Of course it won't. I want to look at the ice cream. How about now, camera? Do you see an ice cream? Ish. Okay, but yeah. So now you have to get it so you can see a better view, because obviously I have terrible equipment. Yeah, for me, definitely, even as just a casual Ninjago fan, the set was worth the investment. Just the joy of building. Like I said, I've never had this much fun building a set. Maybe some mocks that I did, but even then, you get the frustration with mocks when things aren't quite, you know, going your way, or you can't quite figure something out. So, absent any frustration with the benefit of instructions, this might have been the most fun I had. And, you know, this piece count, usually something I could do in a day. I did it over 3 days because I couldn't help but just enjoy it while I built it. If that means anything to you, I built the Disney Castle in one day. I built the Grand Piano in one day. I built the Sea Cow in one day, B-Wing in one day. Yeah, other than some bigger mocks, and that was more of like just a have to think it out process. I've been able to do all the big sets that I have in a day, and this one took me 3. So, I mean, whatever that means to you, but it you know, as a builder, as a fan, it definitely means something when you can't help but stop and take pause and look and enjoy what you're doing, because it is so eye-catching or so neat or so funny. So, I do have this over here yet to talk about. It's a mock. I'll do another episode on that because this is already going way too long. But I'm gonna get these all placed up in the city, the new layout of the city, and we'll give you another look there coming soon. But until next time, happy building.